Okay, now let's dive in deep into the Linux commands. If you have done any work in the Microsoft Windows world, no doubt you have used zip files. It became such a popular feature that Microsoft eventually incorporated it into the Windows operating system starting with XP. The zip utility allows you to easily compress large files, both text and executable, into smaller files that take up less space. So, so one of them, the gzip utility, is the most popular compression tool used in Linux. So Linux contains several file compression utilities, although uh, this may sound great. It often leads to confusion and chaos when trying to download files. So the gzip one, the gzip package is a creation of GNU utility, GNU project, in their attempt to create a free version of the original Unix compress utility. So this package includes these files. It consists of gzip for compressing files, and gzcat for displaying the contents of the compressed text files, and gunzip for uncompressing files. So these are some other utilities other than gzip. Gzip is widely used, but we have bzip to compress, and then zip. So these are other utilities. So the gzip package is the creation of the GNU. Okay, now the gzip files to be zipped. If you want to zipped, so then this is the command we have to use, gzip, and then all the files to be zipped should be mentioned. The gzip command compress the file you specify on the command line. You can also specify more than one file name, or the simply another ways, give the gzip command and then put asterisk all the files that you want to compress. So let's go to the Ubuntu machine. Just a minute, I have to drag this on the right side of the screen so that for you both commands and then exercise the screen are visible. So now let's take some examples using zip and unzip processes here. So we'll take zip. So if you want a compression tool to be used, sometimes by default you will get some tools, but sometimes you have to install as you do in your Windows. Okay, Windows recently got incorporated zip also, but somehow if you do not have, you have to install. So for that we need a package manager tool or package management tool. So apt is that tool. Apt is a package manager. So let me update that apt first. Apt update. So reading could not open the log file. Okay, that's my mistake, it's my bad. Let me become a sudo first, in spite of doing a lot of changes, and then apt update, or simply you can use a sudo file, sudo command at the front to do the same operation. So once update of the apt package management tool is done, then we will install the zip and unzip. These are the different tools. Okay, so let me clear the screen first. Now apt install zip and give s. So okay, apt install zip. So it will ask, do you want to continue? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So now it's gonna install zip into my Linux, into my Ubuntu distribution. So once it is done, we will install unzip also. Once zip is done, we will install unzip too, and let's see. Okay, it's getting installed. I hope it will be finished faster, but it's taking some time. By the time you can have a look at the various utilities that we have uh, as a compression tools, and then uh, what are the ways of commands that we can use. Okay, it's done. So now let's install uh, unzip also. Apt unzip. Again, I'll give vibe before only. Okay, zip and unzip both got installed. Now let's go to the cd, let's go to the var. So log, so there we can find some logs. Okay, here we have some files in it, dpkg, a lot of files. Now what we will do is we want to zip these files with the with a name. So how can I do that? I can use zip command, and then R, I want to zip it all the directories recursively. So, and the name I want to give is Jenkins, and then date 10/01 2023, and then zip, and all the files in this directory, 93 percentage, and still it's going on because there is a huge amount of files are there. So I think let's check. It's done. Jenkins, and date, and year, and file. This is your zip file. Your compression is done. This is how we do the compression here. So if you want to check, you can check ls ltr, and then uh, Jenkins, right? So Jenkins asterisk. So we have only one, that is this. See, it's clearly not a directory, it's a file, it's a zip file, and it was created at this time, at this second, at this moment. Okay, so now let's jump into the cd opt. Then let's check what all files are there. I think it's completely empty. So what I will do is uh, we'll copy that, we'll move that file into, just a minute, it's in var log. So let's move this zip file, jenkins dot this jenkins dot zip file to opt. Then we'll move to the opt. I think we should have, yeah, we have the jenkins file. Yes, a zip file we have. So now I want to unzip it, I want to unzip it. This is archive. I just want to unzip it using tool. So for that I need unzip. We have installed unzip also. So unzip jenkins, and we have only one file, and enter. Let's see, that's it. Oh, I'm in a wrong. Yeah. I got completely unzipped it. Yes, this is your initial file, zipped file, and then once it is unzipped, these are the files. The red one is zipped one, and a zipped file. Rest all were unzipped. After unzipping the zipped file, the remaining files we got it. So this is how a zipping and unzipping can be done in Ubuntu, or it may be in CentOS also. So now let's go for the archiving data. This is very, very, very much important for a system administrator or a deployer who works on deployment. Of course, I do. So it's very important. I would like you to I would urge you to focus on this very much. So although the zip command works great for compressing and archiving data into a single file, it's not the standard utility used in the Unix and Linux worlds. By far, the most popular archiving tool used in the Unix and Linux is the tar command. The tar command. So, the tar command, it will have a function parameter. The first one is tar, then the function parameter defines what the tar command should do. As shown in the following table, the tar command functions as, so each function uses options to define a specific behavior for the tar archive file. So the basically this table lists the common options that you can use with the tar command. So these options are usually combined to create, I will demonstrate that also. So these options are combined to create the following scenarios. First, you want to create an archive file using this command. So if you see this, the first one, C, the C function or C option, long name is create. So it creates a new tar archive file. X extracts file from an existing archive. T lists the contents of an existing tar archive file. Now using all these and you have some functions, and in addition to that you have few more options. That is, C changes to the specified directory. F outputs results to the device file, and V lists files as they are processed. P preserves all file permissions. Now these options are, now whatever options that we have seen so far, C, X, T, V, P, F, all these options are usually combined to create the following scenarios. First, you want to create an archive file using this command. Then the first command is tar and -cvf. This is most famous one and widely used in industry. So CVF, this command creates an archive file called test.tr containing the contents of both the test directory and the test2 directory. Then the second one, it lists but does not extract the contents of the tar file test.tar and tar.tf. But whereas tar xvf, this command extracts the contents of the tar file test.tar. If the tar file was created from a directory structure, the entire directory structure is recreated starting at the current directory. So now let's try it out in Ubuntu. Let's clear the screen first. Yes, we have cleared it off. Now we'll move it to the leftmost portion of our screen. So now let's again jump into the cd and then var log. So what all files are there? So you can clearly see Amazon apt or .ligand or .log. I'll put in long list. So there are files and there are directories. The blue ones are our directories, rest all are files. Okay, ls. Okay, the blue ones are our directories, and then the white ones are our files. Let me clear the screen again, and then uh, so let's check the pwd where we are, and the tar. Let's check for tar help. This is your tar. So tar, so valid arguments and complete information about the tar, and here if you see the information about the tar and how can you use it, you will have a detailed information about the tar, but that's fine. We are not worried about the help now, so we will take up some challenge now. Okay, so now let's go to the let's go to the cd var log. Of course we are there. Let's check it, let's cross check it. Yes, we are in var log. So and here we'll check what all files are there. lsl. Okay, a lot of files are there, or ls. So now we have to archive, we have to compress all these files into uh, uh, all these files into tar.gz. Okay, so for that, tar, and then what all options we have to use? You have to use c here, c, and you have to use v, list files as they are processed, cv, and um, z. We have to use z, and finally f. C, Z, V, F, and name we will give Jenkins, and 0, sorry, 10 0 1 2023 dot tar dot gz. This is our archive, and all files which are there in this. So let me add dot tar file changed as we read it. So now let's check. That's it. Here it is. Jenkins tar.gz. This is what your file. So now what we will do is we'll move this file to some other location. So move Jenkins dot tar.gz to tmp. So let's move to tmp. Yes, it is in tmp. We can clearly see that. ls, the first one, jenkins dot tar dot gz. So now I just want to archive it. I just want to extract all the information, untar it. In Linux world we call it as untar it. Tar is done, now untar it. To untar it, I have to use the following options. Tar and begins with x, extract, and then same zvf. These are common. C and x is the one changes, and rest remains same. So and then jenkins tar.gz, and press enter. That's it. Completely your temp directory has messed up with lot of folders and files. Now a lot of directories and files, you can clearly see that, because the tar, that tar.gz, the tar file has been untarred. The tar file has been untarred, so that's the reason. So this is how uh, we use a tar to archive the files, to make an artifact and untar it or extract the files which are in artifact. Okay, package or unpackage an amount of folders or files or directories. So so this is another way of getting complete help from man. So GNU tar manual, tar an archiving utility, tar an archiving utility. So this is how the syntax of the tar command tar command works. So tar, and then you can put plenty of options together, you can run plenty of options together, and then you have to go for the arguments. Okay, then there are different options, you can explore each option, and description about each option. See the famously used options CFV or CZVF or XZVF, and all those things you can get it from the help or manual. So kindly go through it, and get the more clarity about tar before you start working on it, because this is a very 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 useful tool of Linux.